Okay. Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Krista Nightingale. I'm the Executive Director of Better Block, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing here tonight and also what will be happening over the next 119 days. So very excited to be here with y'all, and thank you for spending some of your Friday evening with us. So Better Block is an urban design nonprofit, and we are based out of Dallas, Texas. But we have done work, and we've done work all over the world. And basically, we are an urban design nonprofit that works alongside neighbors to reimagine spaces. And what we do falls under a lot of different categories, but kind of the general category is placemaking, which is basically, by our definition, creating spaces alongside neighbors. So we have done most of our projects around the U.S., and then we have done a couple international, including in Australia and in Ireland. And basically, our goal is to teach the young and the young at heart that they have the tools and resources to make change. We are there to provide a bit of guidance. And so what we do is called the Better Block process, which is a 120-day process. And that is what we are starting here tonight with you all. And it basically breaks down into 4 different phases. The first phase, which is the one that we're entering into right now, is community engagement and feedback. So this is where we're really going out and we're asking questions as to what it is that you want to see in your neighborhood. So we have a specific site that we'll be showing and talking to you about just in a little bit. But this particular case is a project that we did just a couple years ago in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we were looking at the space and asking the community, what is it that you would like to see here? We looked at previous plans that the neighborhood had. We had looked at upcoming plans, and then we did a survey process. And what the community told us is they wanted a space for businesses to pop up. They also want seating and shade, which are 2 of the things that most communities ask for as well. So we'll take this information, we'll kind of analyze it, and we'll put together a report, and then we will do a very simple block map, kind of showing what we think it is that the community said they would like to see. Once that block map is set, we then go into the 3D modeling. And in this particular case, we wanted to create a space where it felt like you were walking past a main street, and then you could go inside and it would open up and you would have all of these vendor spaces that folks could pop up in. But we also wanted it to be a pleasant place for folks to sit in and to enjoy, even when it wasn't activated. So you'll see lots of shade in the area, and we had seating kind of sprinkled throughout. Once that is set, we then begin the really fun stuff, which is organizing all the different pieces. So our team works on the permitting, the insurance, just the things that are kind of the nuts and bolts of the project. But we form a core team of community volunteers who bring the heart and soul to the project. So this is the food, the music, the entertainment, just the things that make it special and unique to your neighborhood. And this is what we'll be asking all of you to help us out with. We have specific job responsibilities, we have estimated number of hours, but really it's breaks down to about 8 weeks of some work where we're kind of working with you to bring everything to life. Once that's set, we're about 4 to 5 days out. This is when the really fun stuff happens. So this is when we're on site and we are transforming the space alongside the community. And so this is when we do all the painting, the building, and just really transforming the actual space itself. And then we celebrate. And in a lot of ways, the opening weekend and the opening demonstration looks like it's a big, huge, fun event. And in a lot of ways, it really is. But what we're trying to do is get people to a space that has been reimagined and have them kind of touch things, move things, and activate it in different ways. It's a really good way to get feedback and to get data and to get input from the community by not only just watching what they do, but also asking questions and kind of seeing what it is they would like to see more permanently in the space. And once all of that is done, we then hand it over to the community. In this case, it's going to be up for 3 months, continued think 3 months, 6 months, sorry, yes, continued activation and kind of exploring the possibilities. So if there's something that folks don't like, it can be tweaked. If there's something you really love, that can be something that could happen more of. And it's really just an excellent opportunity for everyone to give their input and to explore the space. A couple tools that we use in our work. So one of them is called Wikiblock. This is an online library of street furniture designs that anyone, anywhere can download for free. So you could go download a design tonight if you wanted to. And then these pieces get cut out by a CNC router, which are generally found at maker spaces, colleges, or cabinet makers tend to have them. And then you can build this furniture without any glue, screws, or nails. So it's like IKEA, but slightly easier. And it's a really fun way for the community to instantly activate a space and kind of reimagine what might be there. And another tool we use is called our Better Block in a Box. So this is just taking a used shipping container, and we cut a couple windows into it. And then we add some of that digitally fabricated furniture, but we also add some of the basics that you might need for a particular project. It takes just a little bit of time to set everything up, but once that container is empty, it is then a great spot for an artist to pop up, or for thrift stores, or for breweries, or bookstores, or DJs, or arts. Whatever you might want to happen in this container, you can play with it, you can test it out, and you can adjust as you'd like. We also have a little fun with them. We've started adding little arms, so you can add some swings or maybe a movie screen off of it. So there's endless possibilities to what you can do with the container and how that might be activated there in the space. So to give you all just a little bit of a look at what these projects end up looking like, each one is pretty unique for the communities. So yours will not look like any of these, but it gives you an idea of kind of where we go with some of them. So Quincy is in Washington. It is a small town. And they are, this particular area is just 1 or 2 streets over from the main road that kind of cuts through town. And so no one was coming over here to stop, and the community really wanted folks to notice them and to see that they were here. So in this case, as y'all can see, the road is quite wide. And so we thought about, well, what if we just took over the center and created their farmers market there in the middle of the road? And so that's what we did. And to show you all how quickly this happens, this is Tuesday here on the left, and then we've got Friday on the right. So obviously we spent 116 days organizing before this moment, but once we're all on site with the community, it goes very quickly and we bring it all to life. We also like to use local resources and talent as much as possible. So in this case, they've got a whole bunch of apple orchards. So we were able to use their apple bins to create a stage, to do some our light poles and things like that. We also discovered that their high school had a CNC router. And so they hadn't used it before. So we kind of showed them how to download our furniture, and then the kids were able to cut out the different pieces and use those to actually activate the space. And then, of course, the community filled it with things and elements and folks that are unique to their neighborhood. Another project that we did more recently was over in Detroit. And so this one was looking at this space here. This property is owned, it's 3 different lots, and they're owned by the city. And then we had a really amazing community center right back here. And then these buildings were all empty and vacant. And then this is a very wide road. The speed limit is 35, but I think people were going an average of about 60. So the concept here was, what could we turn that lot into? And what would the community ultimately like to see there as the city thinks about, should they sell it? Should they develop it into something? And then the other piece was, can you slow down this street? And what would that take? So we turned it into a space that, again, could be passive or active, just depending on how the community would like to use it. So we formalized that cut through that folks had done to get to the bus stop. We added some seating and shade. All of these elements here could be used for an event, or they could be used after an event. And then as you can see here, we created a very temporary parklet just to see if we could slow down traffic by creating a tiny bit of friction here in this space. And this is kind of what it looked like on the ground. What tends to happen is the buildings around started to paying attention to what was going on, so they started doing some sprucing up on their own. You can see me back here. I was measuring traffic speeds the whole time. That's pretty much how I spent my week. And I wasn't sure if people were going to feel comfortable sitting in this parklet. But as you can see, no one cared. They felt perfectly fine sitting out there. And what was really fascinating is we were able to get the cars to slow down to 35 and make it a safe space for the community to be there. And then the city was able to take all of that data and the feedback from the community and put together a grant program and get some funds to permanently make some changes along that road. And the space itself, it's been up for a year, and the community center is taking over it, and they're going to continue it on into the foreseeable future. Another project that we did recently was over in Pittsburgh, and so it was looking at this space here in their downtown area. It was a former parking lot. They had done a little bit of activation, but they wanted to see if this could be the backyard to Pittsburgh, downtown Pittsburgh, and could this be a spot that they could activate and just kind of use, but they weren't sure what kind of activities the community would like to see, so they wanted a flexible space that they could really play with. And so ultimately, this is what we worked with them on, identifying the colors of downtown, creating a flexible space. This is a pickleball court, but it could also be used for vendors, putting in a stage that could be activated throughout the course of the summer, using one of those containers. There's a nonprofit restaurant that popped up in it throughout the summer. And really just testing out this concept. So again, they were able to take that information, they put together, a much bigger plan, and were able to get some funds to make the changes a bit more permanent. So with a few of those examples, I am actually going to turn it over to Marissa, our senior project manager, and have her tell you a little bit more about why we're here tonight and what role y'all might be able to play.
Hello, everyone. Okay, sorry, I'm a little tall. All right, sorry, I feel weird having my back towards you, so I'm gonna try doing this. Well, maybe not, sorry. Okay, so let's talk Sugarland, right? Awesome. Let's see. Okay, yes, this is great. Okay, hello, everyone. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time, especially on a Friday, to be here. And what we do, like with Better Block and who we are, we put a lot of trust into you guys and everything. So just thank you so much for attending and being part of the first step of this project. We are very excited to work with you guys. So like Krista said, sorry, my name is Marissa. Me and Meredith will be working with you guys on this project. And so what you see here is the timeline. It can be a little daunting, but we are here along every step of the way. So as Krista went over right now, we are on day one, so the biggest thing right now is we're focusing on is the surveys, which we do have flyers with the QR code up here that we can hand out to you guys. But the goal is to figure out what you guys want in this space, and it is temporary, so it's an opportunity to test out some things, and at the end, during demonstration day, if you're like, hey, I don't like this, or hey, I do like this, this is the opportunity. That's another opportunity to kind of figure out what the future of the space is. So that's where we're at right now. And another thing that we're really looking for is a core team, which, let me see if that's the next slide. Sorry. Let's see, sorry. Oh no. I'm skipping over a little bit, but I'll go right back to it. But right now, a big thing with these Better Block projects, and it's not our projects, of course, it's the community's project, is filling in these core team roles with community members like yourself to lead this project. Of course, we are here to help, the city is here to help and everything, but the biggest thing is figuring out what you guys want to see in this space. So we have a few roles. So block captain, which is someone who is a leader within the community and this one is a big role, so it does require a little bit more time than other roles for this project. But we can also send this to you guys too, so you can look further into these roles. But block captain, marketing support, materials lead, volunteer coordinator, programming and vendors are the roles that we're looking into now. So if you're interested or know anyone that is interested, please feel free to contact us. And all this information, again, we'll share this with you guys, but we do have the QR code to the survey and would love your guys' feedback and anyone within the community or near the site to also fill it out. So that's what we're doing right now, is just outreach, so we can get information, and that will lead the design for this project. So surveys will end or close June 22nd, so it's coming up pretty fast. So yeah, that is where we're at in the process right now. Very excited to be here. This is where we listen and learn. So please talk to us and let us know what you would want to see in this space, and even like issues that have been coming up, whatever it may be. We're here to tell your guys' story and create a space you guys would enjoy. So I think that is it. So any questions or concerns? No. Oh, yes.
Have you, in any of the previous projects that you had,
In any of the previous projects, have you had a community garden as part of it?
Oh. Yes, we have had a community garden. Was it Balgatti that had the community garden? Oh, that's right. So to answer your question, yes, we've had a few projects that have had community gardens for sure. And, sorry. No, go ahead.
One thing I wanted to mention, one of the projects that we did was with AARP. And so we designed a line of street furniture that was for folks over 55. And so one of those designs included raised beds that were accessible for folks. So that is definitely something that we've done with folks, and an initiative that, could be done here as well.
I mean, that neighborhood, there are a lot of seniors, but it's also very mixed. I mean, there's young families, and there's families that grew up there raising their kids in the same place, and their parents live down the street, and it's so it's a variety, but there are quite a lot of seniors in that Brooks Belknap area.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. That's great. We also have one of our favorite designs. It's called the Everybody Table, and it's kind of with that idea of intergenerational. Everyone can sit at the table and have a seat, and we've got spaces for wheelchairs or walkers or strollers. So it's definitely something that we'll make a note of. Yeah. Lots of questions.
And I'll any questions, comments, things you guys would like to see before we move into the next section, or feedback even on the area. I would love to hear from you, Lakeisha, of like what you would like to see by any chance in the area, especially since it's right across from your home.
Well,
didn't know if you saw, but I was back here kind of nodding my head when she mentioned a lot of the seniors, because even like the project that you did in Mayfield Park, like a lot of those families over there are seniors as well. So to see something for them to, because like right now, I don't know what activities are available to them, but just to see something where it's multi-generational so that it's available for all and not just catered towards a particular group would definitely be great.
yeah, so if we want to go into some brainstorming.
Okay, so the next thing, I'll hand these out in a moment, but some things that we'll go over right now, or basically like if you can draw, write on the papers that we gave you to give us an idea, or just kind of brainstorm like what you would like to see here, and kind of answer. We have some examples of questions like, where would seating go? What activities would you like to see here? Any other elements that would improve the space itself. So those are just some example questions just to kind of get the thoughts going and everything, but we can give about 10 minutes and then kind of go over what ideas you have. And then, yeah, does that work for everyone? Yeah? Okay, awesome. And I would say the sky's the limit, but why not? The sky's the limit. Yeah. Awesome. And then in the meantime, I'll also hand out, this is the QR code to the survey. And we can definitely, give you more of these, whatever you may need, just to spread the word. We've given them out to the senior center as well as the recreation center nearby, some of the businesses along Brook Street. So anyway, this is day one, so we'll continue to spread the word about this, but we'll hand these out. And if you need more, just feel free to contact us. Thank you.
So they have a map of the actual location in tracing paper so that you can draw over the location and kind of put in what you would like to see. So we'll be handing those out now, along with pins if you don't have them.
I know, I was just thinking we need some music. Yeah, I have horrible taste in music, so I'm not. Yeah, just trying not to be too solicity, but. Yeah. We'll probably need to email that out. We could leave it out there. We're gonna add the presentation to the website. Yeah. Quite grasping. Yeah. No, I know, we throw a lot out and it's day one, it's I know. It is. I know.
Do you guys have some ideas that you want to share or need a few more minutes?
I think folks are ready. Yeah. Who?
Okay. Okay.
I don't know, like be a leader. So in the space, obviously, coming off Brook Street, I have a section for food trucks in the back, and then a pathway that leads from that to maybe some bathrooms, a stage, a seating area, maybe some pickleball courts. I think we talked about that. An outdoor art gallery, and then a vendor market space for everyone. And there's this really big, beautiful tree next to the old art building. I would love to see some lights in it. That front parking lot would be really cool to see, like a ground mural or something that's welcoming to the community, or that's identification of the community or the space that we're in. So that's what I have. Just for a little bit. Small amount of time.
I love it. I love it. All right. Who wants to go next? All right. Okay.
Okay, so my idea was inspired by Wynwood in Miami, which is a beautiful place in there. So it used to be a really rough neighborhood back in the day. And then there was this art initiative that changed the whole area. Now it's full of murals. And it has become a tourist hotspot. It has beautiful restaurants, a bunch of things. It has evolved significantly, and it was all because of art. So I was thinking about having some walls in that space in where artists or muralists can do their murals, and every so often call new artists and paint new murals in those walls. So it would be like an ever evolving space, right? And the good thing is that it can work with other ideas. I mean, as long as you have the walls in different places so you can walk around and see the art, you can have food vendors, you can have the pickleball courts. I mean, yeah. Something else is that what people enjoys a lot is watching artists creating, because they see the final piece and it looks like magic, but when you witness the process, it attracts a lot of people. Actually, there's a company in New York, they do murals for marketing, and what happens is that people usually they drive by the billboards, not paying much attention. But while they're working on these marketing murals, people actually stop and take pictures. And so it catches the attention of the people.
Sounds like someone's going to be heading up programming. Oh, he's got, yeah. Yeah. All right, who's next? You want to share? No, it's okay. No? All right. You don't want to, it's okay. All right, let's see. You want me to try to read it? All right, we've got a ground mural. We've got some vendors, art piece structures. Yeah, some food trucks, seating. Yeah, this sounds great. Yeah.
The parking lot seemed a reasonable place for the food trucks, and there's a road there. And then that road that goes behind those houses, that would be a good way for the vendors to come in and be able
Yeah. Yeah.
to not block books. And
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
Yeah. Curious about the community garden aspect. So one thing that's tricky about those is the ongoing maintenance. Do you feel like folks would want to continue to take care of the community garden? Do you feel like there's a desire there?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
something we'd have to test.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is what this is all about, right? Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. You got some thoughts there, sir? No? All right. All right. You have thoughts. They're still formulating. Yeah.
I do have a
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
But the people in the neighborhood that I found out about this through, and they're like, but why did they do so little advertising to get people there? Because it was a last minute thing and it's a Friday night, and
I would love
what
to
was
answer
the-
that also. So with the process of city, with this being such a large contract, I don't know if you guys watch city council meetings. This was actually just approved last week. So we are hopping on this really fast, but this is the first of 120 days worth of meetings. So this is not the only one. This is the kickoff. This is to let you guys know we're here. We're going to have another meeting and another meeting. We'll have workshops where you can build and create. This is just the first of 120 days worth of meetings. So this was literally just approved last week. So this shows you how serious we are about it, that we hopped on it literally the next week to try to get you guys engaged. And this will not be the first engagement. So for the next one, I beg you to bring your neighbors and everyone you know so that we can really get as many people in here as humanly possible.
We just need a little bit more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Ricky, Isha, no. Did you solve the world? You solve all the problems? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. All right. No. Yeah. I can't draw either. You got some thoughts? Yeah. 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 You good? All right. You have any thoughts? You good?
If you guys do have any notes, I would love to have it. But you don't want to share or send them. Either one, yeah.
Shade is my biggest.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Lots of shade for sure. Awesome.
Know right now what the next.
Mm.
So
can hear. So Civic Arts is going to be hosting the next meeting. So we'll be posting that meeting. We'll also be putting out a press release. It'll be about in 3 weeks. So you guys will get plenty of notice about it. So once I send it, we would love to get your information to make sure we send it directly to anyone who's in the room today. So we'll be directly emailing you, and then we'll be pushing out information to the community. Once we do that, please share it to your neighbors too. Everyone receives information in a different format. So some people might see it on Instagram, some people might see it on Facebook, some people may see a press release. But when we give it to you directly, we know for a fact that you'll be able to share with your neighbors, your community, and your friends. So if you can leave your email address with us so that we can directly send you this information as we release it in the next few days, that would be super helpful. And literally it'll be next week that you'll be getting a notification of the next meeting, and it'll be at the end of next month. So you'll have about a 3-week notice on that one. So please share it to your friends. We'll be doing this exact same activity so we can get this information to Krista and everyone before the 22nd.
And just going back to the timeline, I know we've thrown a lot of information at you all, and it's a Friday and it's after 5. So just wanted to highlight, so the surveys close on June 22nd, but we constantly tweak and adjust and adapt. But the core team that Marissa talked about, where we have folks who will be kind of heading up those different aspects. Those phone calls begin the week of July 25th. And then we've got about 8 weeks of planning and putting it all together. And then the workshops begin September 24th. And then the opening weekend is September 26th and the 27th. So it's very fast. It's a little stressful, but it goes by really quick, and it allows us all to kind of work together. We do not have analysis paralysis because we have to make decisions and move forward. So it is a lot of fun. So we will have more information, ton of ways to engage, but we so appreciate you all coming out on this Friday evening, spending some time with us, sharing some of your ideas. Please do take the survey. Please do share the survey with your neighbors. You've got our contact information, so do not hesitate to reach out, and we will see where this takes us. So thank you all. Thank you.
I do want to say there is a QR code you can scan so you can fill out the survey. But if you want to leave your email address on a sticky note and hand it to us, if you want to fill out the survey and leave your email address so you can be directly contacted, please feel free to do that, because we are building our volunteer team. We are trying to connect with the community as the best way we can. Again, they are going out, handing out flyers, knocking door to door. So we are going to be over this 120-day period. Community engagement does not stop. This is just the first day. This is day 1 of 120. So we will be reaching out to you guys a ton. So we'd love to have your information, your email address, so we can keep you in the loop for the next meeting. Thank you for being here.